All right. So I like to just, I don't know why, but just as a little theater, I like to just button this top button. Um, all right, I'm relaxed and I'm just going to kind of go over the news of the day. And I've looked at myself, and sometimes when I have guests on, I notice I get a little overly excited. And that is one of my weaknesses. I'm certainly not a master stoic by any means. And the people that are on there, they do help me. They do help me with my stoicism, because we do not live in a perfect world. But I wanted to start off with reading this, and this is from Stefan Molyneux. He writes, "Sanity is not about confrontation. It's about filtering, having having a stable and happy life is about saying no to crazy people, not about inviting them in and then hoping that confrontations are going to make them sane." And one of my problems is I was having confrontations, or trying to start dialogue with people who have very unhinged philosophies and beliefs. And when you go that direction, there are people that will and want to hurt you. So uh, it was my ego, and this is my continuing thing, along with my overeating, which I do less of. I've improved, but I'm certainly not perfect. Um, my diet, um, I do strive to follow my diet, but yeah, and that's not perfect, and neither is really kind of allowing my ego to control my outcome, and I really should be more mature than that. I should realize that you're not going to change people's opinion who are set. And what Stefan Molyneux said was correct. I mean, confrontation, if you confront these people with your ideas, uh, they'll resist them at best, but then they'll try to hurt you at worst, particularly some of these unhinged individuals. And there are a lot of unhinged individuals out there who will do you harm if they don't like what you say, uh, or how you present it. So sometimes the best thing that you can do is remain quiet, and also um, leave areas where you're more likely to be respected and treated well. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot says she's only going to uh, do interviews with people of color reporters. Going to uh, she's not going to give reporters, white reporters, I guess, the time of day, which is, I think it's discriminatory. I think it's perhaps illegal. But my opinion is the best thing that noble people can do, but particularly noble people of European descent, is strive to leave those areas. I mean, some people, they have no choice. They have a job there, and maybe they're living hand to mouth, and They have medical issues, but in the job there, but I would make plans on escaping, so to speak, fleeing those areas. I mean, and people flee countries with just the shirt on their back. I think you can go to another state, look for jobs in other states, uh, because you know you're not going to be treated with respect. And the weather there is awful. I mean, the cold, and then there's the humidity. California, Los Angeles has a lot nicer weather, but there's a big part of me that may escape. I do have medical issues that tend to keep me from traveling, and that one of the things I'm working on is my diet, so I don't have to, so I can perhaps flee. But it's rather hard for me to travel at the moment. But I'm really thinking about that because uh, if the unhinged lunatics are the norm, if they're all kind of Portland minded, then I don't want to live around that. I don't want to live next to that. And I'm not going to change the opinions and hope that people will suffer enough where they will change. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to change people's opinion who don't want to listen to me and who are set in their ways. So I think a lot of people, the best thing to do is to leave. Some people, you know what, they find it tolerable and they avoid them, and it's not that bad. But for me, I mean, I'll contend with it and I'll kind of stick to myself. This YouTube channel doesn't get that many listens, and uh, most people who basically don't agree with me aren't going to listen to me anyway. So they're not going to listen to this YouTube channel, maybe to put a thumbs down. There are people who, I think it's 1 to 2 people that will put a thumbs down. For whatever reason, I've gotten onto Discord a couple of times, and I've been accused of certain things or aligning with certain people, and I'm like, it kind of baffles the mind. But it is what it is, and I probably will stay here. But there is a large part of me that would like to leave because it's so irrational, and um, I want to control my diet better and be able to exercise more so I can feel better and the like. I'm just, looking at the news and seeing things. There was a uh, there was a fight on Venice Beach, and they're hitting a guy with what looks to be a metal rod. It's wonderful. I mean, I'm just going to tweet this out. And yeah, Venice. It's just, it is what it is, you know? And the homeless situation has gotten far worse because of COVID. And there are things in this country that we are forbidden to talk about on all levels. And it's unfortunate. You can't have an honest conversation with someone, and someone who's not wanting an honest conversation and not being an honest actor and wants to control you. Well, the best thing you can do is, in my opinion, is to flee and leave that person and, basically not be around them. Uh, Sometimes you're not able to do that. Uh, and it's not necessarily a good idea to confront certain people as well. I mean, that's just my opinion. But you can talk. There are people who are like-minded, and there are spaces online where you can still speak your mind. But the leftist establishment out there finds your speech threatening, and they find who you are to be threatening. And if you go against the status quo, you are a threat. And that's where we are at today. And I don't know where we will be tomorrow, but I have certain ideas on how to best fight this. But this is it's like a sports game, and these are really good athletes. I mean, it's like you're up against a sports team of really top-notch athletes, and your team may not be as good to compete because they've got all of the resources behind them. They've got the establishment behind them. The corporate America is behind them, and maybe not only a corporate America, but the corporate world. I might go further into how perhaps the best strategies are, and they're not necessarily going to be effective. And I'm also going to start an overcoming procrastination show as well, with the philosophy perfection is the enemy of progress. You just have to continue to progress and do, and progress may be small, but it certainly is worth it, in my personal opinion. Anyway, this has been Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and you might want to share this video as well. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day.